Good morning everyone. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Am I back? I think I lost connection for a second. Hopefully you're still there. If you're following along on my Instagram, you know that I'm reading this Young Forever book. And frailty and decline and the aging process is something that we can enhance, right? And yoga and Pilates is one of those ways with strength training, but getting outside. So we're going to get outside. For those of you who are experiencing fall and cooler temperatures, whether you can get outside with me or not. I mean, it's cool. It's like 40 degrees here this morning. We are experiencing the northern lights here in Maryland too, which is super cool. You're not going to be able to see it right now because north is behind you. But get outside if you can, really quick with me. We're going to get on our mats in a second, but we're just going to get a little bit of circulation going. You can kick your slippers off. I have my slippers on. And I just want you to kind of shake it out a little bit and breathe in some fresh air. So some of you already took a run this morning, maybe you're a brisk walk or something, but either way, I want you to more and more just get yourself outside in nature, wherever you are, and just kind of shake it out for now. I mean, I can't see you, right? Nobody can see you. Just shake it out, ground yourself by dropping your feet down, and let's take a couple nice deep breaths in and out. You can see my breath, right? In and out. One more time, in and out. You can shake it out again if you want to. Good. Oh my gosh, it's just very invigorating to do that. So get yourself outside as much as possible in nature. There's a thing called forest bathing. Have you ever heard of it? It just means get yourself, out on a hike, go on a walk, in the trees, that sort of stuff. And it's so healing for the mind, the body, and the spirit. Here's Leo. You gonna join us downstairs, buddy? So get yourself on your mat. Again, today is going to be a 30-minute yoga and Pilates fusion. No weights, no equipment. That's the beauty of it. So all you need is your mat and your warrior spirit. Okay? We're going to start with the Pilates ab series, you guys. So go ahead and have a seat on your mat. And after that, we are going to do our sun salutations. So sitting on your mat, I want you to sit up as tall as you can. So your feet are out in front of you. You're going to row your shoulder blades back and together as if you were on a rowing machine and you're retracting your scapula. Okay, this is going to keep us tall and aligned with good posture as we age, as you use your upper back muscles. Belly scooping in and up, crown of the head, reaching to the sky. Big breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, I just want you to tuck behind the tailbone and come halfway back so that your sacrum is going to touch the floor, but your upper rib cage is going to stay up. I'd like for you to have your big toes and your knees together to touch, by the way, and squeeze to the midline to engage the pelvic floor. So, and that helps you get into the abdominal wall a little bit more. Rise up. You can keep your hands behind your thighs. Roll your shoulder blades together. We're going to do that 2 more times. And then we're going to add on, keep squeezing your knees together. Roll back, that is. Belly pulling in, upper back not touching the floor, low back touching. Inhale, if you don't have to hold on, awesome. You can always just reach your fingertips out in front of you. Breathe in for me, nice deep breath. Squeeze your knees together, pull the belly in and up. Roll yourself slowly back with control. You might feel like a little choppy, that is all good. You're just recruiting those deep muscle fibers. Okay, come all the way back up and inhale. Now this time, we're gonna roll, why do I keep saying that? Roll all the way back onto your back. So rolling down all the way onto your back, okay, lie down. And then from here, I want you to take your hands out over your head. This is a Pilates exercise, by the way. As you reach out over your head, I don't want you to pop your rib cage up to the ceiling. I want you to keep your ribs pulling together and your hips pulling up. Your spine is in neutral. There's a little gap between your low back and the mat. You're going to inhale, keep squeezing those knees together. Exhale, float your hands up to the ceiling. And then this time, just come halfway up. On your first one, I want you to just hold underneath your thighs and wiggle yourself just up a little bit higher. Your low back is on the floor, but your upper ribs are up. Your chin is at your chest, and then you roll back down. You inhale without popping your ribs. Reach out over your head mindfully. Float your hands back up, and then roll yourself back up so that your upper back is up from the floor, but your low back is down. Do that one more time for me. Nice and slow and mindfully breathing in, and then breathing out as you roll yourself slowly up. Okay, now this time, come all the way up from there, either using your hands or not. Okay, if you have to use your hands, it's okay. You're gonna reach out over your head if you can. Now, as you reach really tall, open up those shoulders, squeeze the scapula together, and reach through your fingertips. Take a big breath, squeeze those knees together for me. I know, if you forget, it's okay, I'll keep reminding you. Roll slowly back, and let's do the whole thing together. Okay, so you're gonna inhale, reach out over your head without popping the ribs. Exhale, roll it up. Try not to throw the hands forward, by the way, or use momentum. So control as much as you can. If it's new for you, it's okay, right? Like, it takes a little time to get this stuff, but super mindful, and you're here on your mat. As the quote goes, behind me on the wall, the most effective way to do it is to do it. So sometimes we overthink things, we make excuses, but you have to show up, and the consistency is the key. This is your last one, everyone. Come on. Inhale, reach out over your head. Exhale, float it up. Without momentum, find that magical way that you can just find your way back up, and take a deep breath in. Beautiful. Okay, go ahead and come up to standing. We're gonna come back to that Pilates in just a second, but rise up to standing, and please stand really tall for me. Maybe rock from your heels to your toes, and get yourself in good alignment from the crown of the head down the length of your spine through your heels. Belly in, tailbone down. We're gonna do a modified sun salutation. So I need you to be at the back edge of your mat. Okay, back edge. I know it's a little different because we're adding Pilates in with it today. So you're going to inhale, reach up and back, and a good stretch. Exhale, take a dive out of it into a forward fold. Relax your head, your neck, and your shoulders. Inhale to your halfway lift. Scoop your belly in and up. Retract your shoulder blades back and together. So again, training those muscles to be strong in the back line of the body and the core. As you exhale, round your spine, fold yourself in half. And we're going to take a walk forward with your hands. You're going to take 4 steps forward with your hands so that you're in a plank pose right at the top of a push-up. Check that your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders are in one line. Your belly's in and up. Your shoulders are still back and down. You take a deep breath in through your nose, squeeze to the midline. So the big toes and the knees are squeezing together. That helps you engage through the pelvic floor up to the abdominal wall. And we got to keep that pelvic floor strong too as the years go on. You're going to bend the knees on this first one. Bend your elbows, chest and chin come down. You exhale, push away, curl your toes, and lift back up into downward facing dog. Or up to downward facing dog, since this is our first one. On your mat and in your life, push it away, curl your toes, downward facing dog. Now if that's feeling easy for you, you can go ahead and do it with straight legs. So it's the same thing. You inhale, come to plank. You lower down. You can do a straight leg or a bent knee push-up, and you hinge into downward facing dog. Do that again, like keep repeating that with your breathing. If it's feeling like too much on your shoulders or your wrists maybe, you can always modify and come out of downward dog and do a child's pose instead of a downward dog, right? Keep moving and breathing. You're going at your perfect pace, so you don't have to keep up with me. Feel free to go faster or slower and do the modifications that feel most in line with you. Because often that's where we get ourselves in trouble, right? We're trying to compete, not only with other people, but with ourselves sometimes. And we really just need to listen to our bodies. Okay, strengthening right now, the chest, obviously, the shoulders, and the back. 1 or 2 more, please. Feel free to rest in that child's pose if you need to. Breathe. With each exercise, you exhale with the push. Okay, as an athlete, right? That's always how an athlete works. If you're hitting a ball or whatever, you exhale in the exertion. Okay, so that's what I need you to do. Inhale as you lower, exhale, push. This is your last one. And hinge into your downward facing dog. Nice. So that's chest, shoulders, and of course some tricep. Let's get a little stretch here. So go ahead and release your knees to the mat. You're going to step your right foot forward. Make sure that knee is right out of the angle. Lift your upper body so that your upper body is in mountain pose, good alignment. Hands can be in prayer. You're going to take a deep breath in, reach out and up. And we're gonna hinge a little bit or drag the elbows back and down to get a good stretch of the front of the chest and the shoulders. So you're pulling back and down and opening through the heart. It's nice if you kind of bring the focus of your eyes slightly upward. And we're getting, of course, a good hip flexor stretch here as well. We're gonna reach the hands up to the ceiling and then bring them down on either side of your front foot. Step yourself into a plank pose. We will do a vinyasa. And then we're going to switch into the stretch on the other side. So they've got a vinyasa is bending your elbows. You can bend your knees here as well if you want to modify. Inhale into a back bend with a big breath in. And exhale, downward facing dog. And let's take a nice deep breath in, feeling grounded in your hands and your heels. And your knees can release to the mat. And your left foot's going to step up and through your hands. Again, just check that that knee is right out over the ankle. You can lift your chest, shoulders out over hips, hip flexor stretch on that back leg. Inhale, big breath. In as you reach out. Now, grab onto an imaginary big rubber band that's on the ceiling and pull it down. So you're working your lats here a little bit. As you drag your elbows to your hips, you're getting a chest and heart opener. Big breath in for me. We're embracing the fall and the new season and all the transformation that comes with it. I'll give you a nice reading at the end. So stay to the very end, and we'll do a little quote. I'll read to you a little quote that I love about the autumn season. Go ahead and step yourself to plank. Take a big breath in, check your alignment, check that your core is strong, squeezing to the midline. Bend your elbows, lower down. Inhale into your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe in and out through your nose, grounding yourself, hands and heels. You're gonna take a walk backwards with your hands, so walk your hands back to your feet. And do your halfway lift as you inhale, scoop the belly in, retract the shoulders back and together. Exhale, round your spine, fold yourself in half, let it go. Like the leaves falling from the leaves, you just let it go with your upper body. Inhale, reach your arms all the way out and up, take a big breath in for me. And then exhale, find yourself that good posture and alignment again, mountain pose. Okay, let's work on a little balance. So bring your weight into your right foot and pull your left knee into your chest, just like this. This is single leg mountain pose. So again, retract your shoulders back together, flex this top heel, be really mindful. A little micro bend under standing leg knee. Focus your eyes on one spot. Okay, the more we can work on our balance, the more we'll be able to maintain balance with age and good posture and alignment. So we don't want to be hunching over as we age, right? Work on that balance. Such an easy, simple pose to practice on a regular basis. We're going to make it a little bit more challenging, of course, right? So from here, I want you to maintain your balance the best you can. You're going to hinge forward. Some of you are going to stop right here. Like wherever you need to stop is fine. If you can continue the journey down and tap the floor, give it a go. All right, it takes a little hamstring flexibility to do that. You can always have blocks or books underneath you so the ground is a little higher. And then maintain your balance the best you can. You come back up and you pull your knee back to your chest. You're gonna be a little wobbly, it's okay. It's not about doing it perfectly, it's just about, giving this a go, working on something that maybe is a little different for you. So you lower down, you tap the floor if you can. If you need to stop before you get to the floor, it's okay. Work with whatever range you have. And then notice you're working your foot, your ankle, all those little muscles that are helping you maintain your balance. Lowering down, that's your inhale, by the way, and you exhale on the exertion as you rise back up, okay? You can always use your arms as like a tightrope walking exercise. Just 2 more, so just doing 5, that's it. It's not about a ton of repetitions, it's about being super mindful, working on balance, flexibility, mindfulness, right? And of course, we've got the strength in our hamstrings and our core here as well. This is your last one. Keep working, do the best you can. You showed up, have that warrior spirit. You'll be so proud of yourself when you're done. Okay, last one. Pull it back together, row those shoulder blades back together, flex your front heel. Everything's active and you release. Perfect, okay? Take a deep breath in for me. Gather your good, positive energy and your warrior spirit. Exhale, bring it back to center, and then just switch sides. So bring your balance into your left foot, right knee to chest, row the shoulder blades together, a little spring in the knee so you're not locking out that standing leg joint. Single leg mountain pose. Focus your eyes on one spot. Squeeze that knee in, that should feel good. On your hip and your low back maybe. And then hinge. And fly. And you might notice that this leg is going to be easier or harder. It's okay. Keep lowering down until you tap the floor if you can. Again, no worries if you only get halfway. This is new for you. Come back up, squeeze together, flex the heel, row the shoulder blades together. And give me 4 more at your own pace. And at any time if you lose your balance and you have to put your foot down or you have to tap the floor, whatever, you're getting there. That was 2. Keep pulling that belly in and up. The more that you focus your eyes, the more it's going to help you maintain the focus of your mind and make your balance easier. Do this with the kids too, right? You'll be amazed at how good they are at this. It's only with age that we stop playing, we stop dancing, we stop, moving our bodies in such a way, and that's why the aging process happens. But if we continue this, you guys, we can be 90 years old, we'll still be doing this, no problem. That's my intention. I'm going to be in the retirement community teaching this stuff. Yes, I'm not ever retiring from this. This is lifestyle, right? This is your last one. Stay with me. Breathe. Okay? It might be a little humbling, or maybe you're like surprised, like, wow, I'm actually pretty good at this. Okay, whichever it is, it's all good. Go ahead and release that foot down. Shake that all out, and give me a big breath in. Beautiful. Exhale, take a dive out of it. We're going to go back to some Pilates core, which might feel like it's easy compared to what you just did. Give me that halfway lift. Hands to shins, belly in, scapula pulled back and together. Feel the reach from the crown of your head forward to the tailbone straight back. Exhale, round your spine, fold in half, and take a walk forward, 4 steps forward with your hands. Find yourself in a tall plank, and you've got good alignment. Okay? Bend your elbows, lead with your chest, lower down. Inhale into your back bend, big breath in, smile, open your heart, you're here. Doing a great job. Exhale, find yourself in downward facing dog. We're going to do Spiderman next. I love this exercise. This is just a great stretch and a great core strength there. So your right foot is going to step to the outside of your right pinky finger so that your arm is right in line with your shin or your calf. And you're pressing through your left hand and reaching up with your right hand. We'll do the first one slow, and then we're going to pick up the pace. Get lots of rotation through the spine. In fact, if you want to grab onto your right ribs with your right hand and kind of pull it open, get that rotation. Look with your left eye up to your right thumb. Focus. So good to practice that with your young little athletes too. Okay, hand down, right hand under the right shoulder, back to downward facing dog. And then switch sides. So the left hand goes to the outside of your left pinky finger. You push with your right hand, you stretch your left hand up to the ceiling. Your hips are dropping low. Grab onto the left ribs for a moment. Pull the left ribs open. Get that rotation to the spine. Now with your right eye, look up to your left thumb. Focus, focus, focus. Breathe deeply. And then release out of that. Step back to downward facing dog. And give me 8 to 12 more of those at your own pace. So just step open and rotate and back. Okay, I don't care how fast or how slow, and I can't see you, by the way, so you need to do you. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you're going or how many repetitions you're getting in. What matters right now is you're really mindful and present. Okay, you're moving with your breath, you're inhaling as you open, you exhale as you step back, and you're getting as much range of motion through your body as you can. Your spine is moving through its range, your shoulders, your hips, everything's working together so that you feel strong and flexible warriors. That's the whole idea. So you've got the warrior spirit, the warrior strength, the endurance, right? But you've got the flexibility as well. You can be super strong, but if you're not flexible, you have to be able to bend, right? Bend and move freely. Okay, 1 or 2 more, please. Again, at any time you need to take a rest in child's pose, do that. It's okay. You're still getting a lot of benefit. In fact, a lot of times when I tell people that are new to yoga and they're so intimidated, they always say, I'm not good at yoga. And I say there is no such thing. There is no such thing as being not good at yoga. Like, that is not a thing. Yoga is for everybody. But if it's new for you, just do half of the first class. And be okay with that. Like, let go of the ego and just show up. And then maybe the next week you do a little bit more, and the week after that, the week after that. Next thing you know, you're doing all of it. It feels great. Okay? All right. Yes, I'm going to read to you a little bit more for just a second. Then we're getting into Pilates apps. I just want to take this reminder, you guys. This is such a good book. Some of it's a little over my head, I'm not going to lie. But here's the thing. Food, what we eat. This is a big thing right now. There's a big groundswell of like toxins in our food and education. I've known about it for a while, but now it's kind of getting out there. So here's two great quotes that I've loved for a very long time. In fact, they're in my book as well. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. Read your food labels, all right? Just know that it makes a huge difference on your cells, in your physical body, and in your brain, okay? Second quote is, the food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison. This is so huge, you guys. There are so many toxins in our food. Just educate yourself. If you need more information, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to just share it. But read your food labels and just know that there's a direct connection from gut health to brain health. Toxins in your food affect your gut health, which affects your brain health. Okay, so we need to fix this, right? Trust me, I've gone through it myself. I have an autoimmune disease, was diagnosed 25 years ago. I had to relearn how to eat and how to take care of myself. And this is part of it. This whole Pilates and yoga fusion, right, is my favorite. So we're going back to Pilates abs. Remember this, we started here, and we are not far from done. So please stay with me. Inhale, open, squeeze those knees together. I know if you forgot, it's okay. Squeeze the knees, engage the pelvic floor, pull the pelvic floor in and up. Those of you ladies over 50 with me too, and men as well, pelvic floor is huge. Strengthen the pelvic floor. You will not regret it. Okay, you will not regret that. Pull the pelvic floor up. Crown of the head to the sky, row your shoulder blades together. Exhale, roll behind. We're going to go a little faster this time, but please still be as mindful. Inhale over the head without popping the ribs. Exhale, roll it up. If you can, reach out over your head. Exhale, roll back. Super mindful and controlled without throwing the hands forward. You're using control, not momentum. Squeeze those knees. Roll down, reach without popping. Okay, so shoulders are going through a range of motion. You're using your core. See if you can go a little slower, and maybe have your hands up a little higher. That makes a difference. So find that magical place that you can still get yourself up, but your hands are maybe a little bit further back, like arms are closer to your ears, okay? Last two. Roll down, reach, float it up, breathe it, squeeze and lengthen. This is your last one. Roll down, squeeze in. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, pull your knees to your chest and rock from side to side. Okay, we are going to do another ab exercise and then some glute, and then we're going to stretch. Okay, so again, stay to the end because we're going to do a little breathing. Okay, so this is just crisscross. This is very similar to the Spiderman, it's kind of, sort of, but lying on our back. Hands are going to go behind your head, elbows nice and wide, knees bent, chest and heart open. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Rotate your right shoulder to your left knee and point your right leg long, pointing your toes. Hold here, really lifting your shoulder, your right shoulder to your left hip. Okay, not elbow to knee, but shoulder to hip. Lift, 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 and then release it down. Inhale, chest open. Exhale, switch sides. So left shoulder to right hip. Okay, hold, hold, hold. Feel the rotation of the spine, reaching through those left toes. And lower back down. Now you can give me 8 to 12 more, just taking it from side to side at your own perfect pace. Shoulder to opposite hip, feeling the rotation of the spine, head resting back into the hands, and just taking it from side to side. We're not trying to get 100 in. It's not like we used to do in the 80s, even 90s maybe. Hopefully you're not still doing that. You're slow, you're mindful, You're breathing with each repetition, and you're really feeling your mind and your body connected. 2 or 3 more. Really feel that connection. Make sure you're lengthening out through the toes, nice long levered through the leg. And this is your last one. I'm looking at the quote on the wall right here. The most effective way to do it is to do it. I said it at the beginning, but right there it is. That's Amelia Earhart, by the way. Such a great quote. Try not to overthink it, just do. Okay, fingertips reach the heels. We're going to do a bridge next. We're going to take a deep breath into your belly. So breathe and expand with your inhale. Exhale, press down through the feet. Lift up through the hips. Squeeze to the midline and really engage with the glutes. Beautiful. Now, as you breathe, you might see your belly rise and fall with your inhale and exhale. Feeling everything that's touching the floor, pressing down into the surface beneath you, including your triceps and your upper back. Everything that's not touching the floor, lift it up to the ceiling. And then we're going to do 8 to 12 more of these. So we're going to lower down as you inhale. Reach your hands out over your head without popping the ribs. Exhale, press down to lift up. Okay? Continue to flow with your breathing. So the inhale lowers you, the exhale lifts you. Again, it doesn't matter to me at all how fast you're going. In fact, in many times, the turtle wins the race, right? Like slow and mindful is so much better and more enjoyable in many ways. Fast is fun, fast is cool, right? Fast, like the speediest runner always wins the race, which I don't really ever understand. It's like, couldn't we have the mindfulness award? The person who's like super, like just compassionate and taking their time smelling the roses along the way, that sort of thing. I think that's equally as important as the speediest. Gosh, especially when I'm in the grocery store these days, I'm like, wow, you all need to take a little yoga before you go to the grocery store. That would be nice. Like, slow down, be kind. Get your face out of your phone. That would be a nice idea. Okay, you should be at 1 or 2 more here. I got the top on this morning. I saw the northern lights. It's got me a little excited. Okay, one more. One more. We're going to get a little stretch for the hamstrings next. You're going to love it. It feels so good to stretch after you engage and recruit those deep muscle fibers. Go ahead and give yourself a hug. Knee to chest. Rock a little bit from right to left. And our last exercise is going to be scissors, which I always love to do after bridge because it's just a nice balance. So you're going to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up from the floor. I want you to extend your right leg straight. Grab on behind your calf, bring your nose to your knee, give a little pull, and then scissor your legs and pull. Now, what I need you to do is have your upper back as high up from the mat as you can. It's not about touching your nose to your knee, but if you can, awesome, do it. Get your hamstring stretch, but continue to use the core muscles to keep your head, neck, and shoulders up from the floor. Just give me 3 or 4 more of those. You're almost done. Stay with me. Half an hour can make such a big difference. And then, as promised, I'm going to do this little reading for you, with you. Okay, after you finish that last one, go ahead and release it down. You can rock a little bit from right to left, kind of release your low back into the floor. And then, yeah, we have 2 minutes left. Go ahead and rock yourself up to sitting. Now listen, if you can rock yourself up to sitting and not, let's practice this a few times, and not touch the floor, the toes to the floor, do that. Especially if you have carpet underneath you, it's a little bit easier. If you have a hardwood floor like I do underneath me, it's a little bit harder, but on the spine that is. But give it a go. And then hold yourself in a boat pose at the top. Boat pose is just balancing right behind the sitting bones, tailbones, but shoulder blades back together, heart high, toes pointed. I know you can't see my toes, right? But please point your toes and lift through your heart. And then if you can, lengthen out through the legs as much as you can. So once again, you're getting that nice hamstring stretch, but we're working on our core and our balance at the same time. Eyes are focused right beyond your toes. Give me 3 breaths. 2, and 1. Awesome job. Go ahead and cross your legs. Your right shin is going to be out in front of your left shin. We're just going to get a quick hip stretch. So right shin in front of left shin, hands out in front of you. Fold yourself in half. So your chin is to your chest and your arms are reaching forward with your head dropping down between your arms. Okay, maybe your ears are right in line with your arms. And here we'll do a reading while you're stretching. So this is the autumn season, and this is the reading for those of you who are in my class. We've been reading this together each week during the 6-week series, and I'm just reminding you to embrace transformation and change. So keep breathing as you fold into your stretch. I welcome the energy of autumn into my life. Autumn is a time of transformation and reflection. Like the leaves falling away from their branches, I embrace change. Go ahead and sit yourself up from that. Maybe rock back into your boat pose for a second, and then switch with your left shin out in front of your right and fold forward once again. And I'll read you the second part. I take time in autumn to reflect on my life and where I've been and where I'm going next. I do this so I can grow into my highest good. With grace, I choose to let go of anything that is not serving my highest self so that I can make room for new blessings. That's so profound. Go ahead and sit yourself up from there. So in order to make room for good stuff, we have to let go of old habits, old ways of thinking, old ways of doing things. And literally in my house, same thing. I'm letting go of so much old stuff to create space for new. And you can do that figuratively, you can do it physically. It's a process. It's not sometimes a one and done thing, but you can initiate that. You're planting that seed right now. So as you see the leaves falling from the trees, you're like, I embrace change. I let go. And that's what this autumn season is all about. So thank you guys so much for showing up live with me. Namaste means the light within me honors that same light that is within each of you. So thank you again for being here. Let's take a deep breath in. Gather your good, positive energy and your warrior spirit for your day. And exhale, draw that positive energy back to your heart center. We're going to do a few more lives between now and the end of the year, because guess what? I'm almost at 500 videos for my YouTube channel, which is crazy. I've only been working on it for about 13 years. So I invite you to join me for my 500th. I'll stay tuned and I will let you know soon. And again, stay tuned on my Instagram too, and I'll keep you posted on Young Forever. But remember that you've got to eat like a warrior to be like a warrior. So I know it's a little high maintenance sometimes, and it would be nice if we could just go to the grocery store and just grab any old thing off the shelf and eat it. But unfortunately, much of our food system is toxic, and a lot of chemicals and artificial colors and a lot of sugar and processed foods. So more information about that, stay tuned, and thank you for being here. All right.